In this video, we will be covering 5 key tips that can help you get the most out of your PCVR gaming experience on the Quest 2, and let's dive straight to it. One of the most important things to consider when gaming on the Quest 2 is render scaling. To adjust the render scaling, go to the Oculus app, Settings on your desktop. Go to Devices on the left side. Click on the Quest 2 icon and there you will see render scaling hardware settings, and I have no idea why Meta has hidden this feature so far away, as it is quite important. Here you can look for the render scaling option, and from here you can adjust the scaling to match the capabilities of your system. It is worth noting that render scaling is a trade-off between performance and quality. Increasing the render scaling will improve the visual quality of your games, make everything much sharper, but it will also require much more resources from your system. On the other hand, decreasing the render scaling will improve performance but may result in a lower quality image, makes things a little bit more blurry. Finding the right balance will depend on your system's capabilities and your personal preferences. Here you can, by the way, also set the refresh rate of the headset. When playing more heavy VR games, I set it to 72 Hz, and where it's mostly for me, by the way, but you can also set it to 90 Hz if you can make that. Now, to see your VR performance, and here we go to tip 2, I highly suggest getting PCVR. This is a great tool for optimizing your PCVR gaming experience. This software allows you to monitor your system's performance and adjust the render scaling in real time. By using PCVR, you can get a real-time view of your frame rates, system resources, and other performance metrics. This can be helpful in identifying any bottlenecks or issues that may be causing performance problems. PCVR also allows you to adjust the render scaling on the fly, so you can fine-tune your settings to get the best possible performance. Make sure to restart the game though, as it will not immediately adjust the render scaling to your liking. I personally always leave the PCVR render scaling in Steamvr basically at 100%, and I only adjust it in the Oculus settings that we discussed in the previous tip. I would not do things double here. PCVR is available for purchase on Steam, and for just $4, it is a great investment for any PCVR gamer, a must-have in my opinion. With PCVR, you will be able to get the most out of your hardware and ensure your games are running smoothly and efficiently. For the next one, we go back to the Oculus app on your desktop. When playing games on Steamvr or when having Steam open, it wants to run certain games via the Steamvr runtime. You might want to set this to the Oculus as the active OpenXR runtime, as it may give in some games quite a big performance boost. I have definitely experienced this in the somewhat more heavier simulation games like DCS or IL-2 Sturmovik, in where I get a much better performance using this runtime instead of the Steamvr one. There is also a tool named Open Composite Runtime Switcher, in where you can easily switch the runtime. I have included a link in the description on how you can get and install this tool and which games it supports. Go check it out if you are more of a simulation freak. I can guarantee you a performance boost there. Up next, let's talk about the VR Performance Toolkit. Games like I told you, DCS, that are not made for VR run pretty poorly standalone, but with this mod, they run pretty well. Both for Steamvr as the Oculus runtime, it is very easy to install. I will not get into details here. Just click on the link in the description, and on that page on the right, click on VR Performance Toolkit. Below, download the VR Perf Kit and extract it in a folder on your desktop. And to use this mod in, for example, DCS or any other game, you copy the dxgi.dll file and the VR Perf Kit file to the game main folder where the .exe file is. When you have done that, you can config this file, the VR Perf Kit file, to your liking. I get the best performance setting it to the AMD Fidelity Super Resolution, FSR that is, and using an upscale between 0.6 and 0.9. Now, there are more settings that you can change, so do whatever you prefer. Don't forget to save it, launch up the game and have fun. I have made a more detailed video about how to install this and use this mod, so click in the link in the top, it should appear right now, and that will lead you to there. Last but not least, especially for when you are playing wireless, try to use Virtual Desktop instead of Airlink. Virtual Desktop is very easy to install and will give you a very nice performance and quality boost in comparison to Airlink. Now, I myself, when I'm playing simulation games, are mostly wired. That goes for all seated games I play, But for those shooters out there, those standing experiences where you have to look around a lot, you really want to try out Virtual Desktop. It also gets tons of updates, and with the recent update 1.25, on the Quest 2 and on the Pico 4, you would see up to a 20% performance improvement in your PCVR games. Now, I would like to use the comment section down below for you to write your own recommendations for PCVR gamers out there who want to get the most out of their VR experience. And I am, of course, very curious to know what I can still do myself. I hope this helps you a bit and gave some new insights. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you want to keep up to date with the latest PCVR updates. And I hope to see you all in the next one. Ciao, ciao.